Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Cake Invaders, going for the Having Burnt One's Boats achievement. This is to survive 3 waves with only 1 cake intact. So I recommend doing this from the beginning of the game and starting up wave number 1. What you want to do first is you want to make sure you give up all but 1 cake. Personally, I recommend the 1 cake that you save be the one to your immediate left or right, and the reason for that is it's very hard to defend the cake directly underneath you, and the 2 cakes on the far left and right are going to be a little out of the way. So if you manage a setup like this, all the much better. Keep in mind the waves are going to be random, so this might be a little hard, but this is just what I personally recommend. So once you are down to 1 cake, all you have to do is just clean up the rest of the wave. You can ignore any enemies that aren't directly approaching the 1 cake left, because if they touch the bottom of the screen, they are just going to disappear. So wave 1 should be pretty easy, and then we just have to get through 2 and 3 like this. Thankfully, now that we only have 1 thing to defend, we can just pay attention on defending it. So all you have to do is just focus your fire on this 1 vector right here. Just keep your eyes and your fire aimed directly above the 1 cake you are trying to defend, and you should be able to kill everything that is approaching it. In these early waves, everything should die in only a few hits or so. If you really want to, if you are in a complete dead zone, feel free to destroy other things, because you definitely want to try to aim for your first power-up, and then hopefully it's a useful power-up. So the best thing is probably going to be an extra crewmate, but definitely don't take your eyes off when there are things trying to approach that last cake. Nonetheless, if you get a power-up, you should be able to manage Wave 3 pretty a-okay, especially if it's next to crewmates, but the other power-ups do help, so if you can find increased rate of fire or increased damage, it's also going to be super useful. So again, with this wave, just make sure you keep your eyes focused on that vector directly above the last cake, and you should be able to mow through this a-okay. Hopefully luck is going to be on your side for this one. Again, you can ignore any enemies who aren't directly going for the cake, and if you are super lucky, you can have a random power-up come across your way. Make sure you grab it, especially if it's something useful like increased rate of fire or an extra crewmate, and then just use this to finish up the last salvo of enemies. Once you come to the end, Wave 3 is generally going to end with one of those fish dive bombers. Be very careful for their bullets. They can get you off guard. Make sure you prioritize those before taking out the actual fish. But if you happen to clear all 3 waves with that 1 piece of cake intact, you should be good for the achievement. 100 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.